Hey Manna Church, welcome to your Morning Manna. This week we're going to talk about perseverance. It's this constant idea seen all throughout the Bible, and it's something for us today. Today we're taking a look at Jeremiah the prophet. If you know his story, he had much to put up with in his time. In fact, he's known as the weeping prophet because of all the difficulties he encountered. At one juncture, like many of us, he brings his complaint to the Lord, and this was God's response. Jeremiah 12:5. If you have raced with men on foot, and they have worn you out, how can you compete with horses? If you stumble in safe country, how will you manage in the thickets by the Jordan? What a response. If I was Jeremiah, what I'd like to hear from God would be, you're right, this is the worst. Let me make it better. Instead, God basically says, there's going to be harder things in life than this. And if you can't bear this, you'll never survive that. It's not that Jeremiah's pain wasn't real, and it wasn't God belittling him by how he felt. But when Jeremiah was feeling weak, the Lord brought perspective to help prepare him for more. A couple other ways to look at it in our context could be like this. Why would you let yourself get overwhelmed by challenges of an undergrad when you know you're going to be working on a doctorate? Or maybe, how can you let basic training cause you so much distress when you know the real goal is special forces? The current challenge remains the same, but when you have a greater perspective for what's ahead, it changes how you get through it. It's interesting that God's analogy in Jeremiah didn't start out with racing horses. He starts out by running against men. Now, what's really intriguing to me is that even if he did get good at racing men, humans don't typically keep up with horses. There was this one guy in the Bible, Elijah, who could outrun chariots, but that's not because he was really good at CrossFit. He could only do that by the power of God. So there are two key things I want you to catch. Number one, when you're needing to persevere, go to God and allow him to shape your perspective. How might this be the precursor for handling something bigger? And number two, when you are facing something that seems impossible for you to handle, God can strengthen you to persevere. Let me leave you with Isaiah 40:29 through 31. He gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak. Even youths grow tired and weary, and young men stumble and fall. But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on the wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. God bless you, Manna Church. I'll see you tomorrow.